Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony, here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is a personal reading for someone who wanted a twin flame reading. So we're going to get right into it. If you found your way to this reading and it's not your personal reading, then stay tuned. Maybe there's some information that will come through for you. And to everyone who's watching, trust your gut. Remember that this is just a channeled message. It has a lot to do with my own gut intuitions and feelings as well. So sometimes something will come through and it's just a projection of what I'm going through, you know. I've been told my readings are super accurate, but I don't know. I've just started doing this like a year ago, so I feel like there could be some messages that come through that might not apply to everyone. So that's the point I'm trying to make. Just trust yourself, trust your gut. And, you know, if you're really into this channel, maybe think about getting some tarot cards yourself. I definitely recommend starting with this deck, this Doreen Virtue deck. It's very uplifting. It's a very gentle deck. This is my Wildwood tarot deck. It's not quite a tarot deck, but it is a full deck of 78 cards. And, for those of you guys who have been asking questions about my decks, this one's a good one to start with too, but it's really intense and kind of analytical, and I would only suggest this one if you're like really ready to get real with yourself. It'll probably start like an awakening in your life. This deck really helps you become more conscious. But this one's uplifting. It helps you really find like your inner truth and like kind of helps you trust your gut more and helps you embrace yourself, and it's just a beautiful deck. So I think paired together these decks really even each other out, and I feel like that's why I'm able to channel such good messages for you guys. These decks have helped me so much, just uplift me and help remind me how important it is to stay aware and conscious and to continue to search for and create peace in my life. So that's just a little bit of behind the scenes on how I do these readings. So let's get into it here. You guys excited? Twin flame reading. So this is my, I guess my typical twin flame reading I do, but it gives you a really good overview on everything that's going on. So we're going to look at your joined energy. We'll look at their energy and your energy at present. We're going to look into what he knows that you don't. And we'll also reveal what you know that he doesn't. So that can kind of help air out cause for conflicts sometimes or other information. We're going to look at your feelings towards union, and then we have advice from Spirit. So let's do this. Really crazy that the first card I pull is the reunion card. So that's what your joined energy is. So I'm freaking out. Like, this is what your joined energy is. Like, it's reunion. Do you feel that? I haven't had a chance to watch your channel and watch your video for the reading for this week. I feel like that might have happened not by coincidence. I feel like I'm not supposed to know anything you said, so I can give you like a more accurate reading on what's going on, because I always watch your videos as soon as it comes out, but I've just been so busy lately I haven't even really done much YouTube at all. So yeah, you got the unconditional love card and the reunion card for your joined energy. I'm just kind of stunned. I'm just kind of looking at this. I feel like both of you guys are really wanting this. That's what the message is. Like, this is a cup and it's empty and it's like, fill me up. It's like, you guys really want this reunion. A lot of work has gone into it. These are like little candles, like floating candles. And it signifies like being open and like holding the light. So I feel like a lot of healing has gone into this relationship behind the scenes on both sides. And I feel like there is a little bit of hesitation because this little animal here is on another card, and that other card kind of talks about hesitation. So I feel like there has been some hesitation here, but you guys are getting closer and closer to reunion. Like, look at this. Like, one of them's just about to drink, and the other one is kind of like opening up to it and like kind of starting to look at this idea of happiness. This waterfall here also reminds me of another card that is a waterfall, and that's the picture on it, and it's the happiness card. So I feel like one person's starting to really like feel happier in their life and they're starting to seek it out more, and they're starting to like draw more abundance to them. Like they're in a mindset that's drawing this to them a lot easier. And the other one, I don't know which one is which, you can just trust your gut on that, but the other one is just about to drink. So it's like, this is so close, you can almost taste it. You know what I mean? That's the kind of message I'm getting here. So, reunion, gosh. I wonder if you're going to be one of those twin flame couples that has reunion during this eclipse time like everyone's been predicting. So that'll be so interesting to find out. You have to let me know if it happens. If I ever was going to predict this, I would say this is a very strong indicator that there will be some type of message from them, or text or phone call, or even a visit, or you might even run into them. It could be something like that, or it could be something you guys both kind of set up together, like some type of coffee date or something, or like I don't know why the coffee thing came to me. It could be that you guys end up going out to coffee or something, but I feel like that. So let's look at the rest of the reading, and then I'll be able to come back to this and like maybe understand more. A lot of times certain themes from these first couple cards will kind of continue through the rest of the cards, and I'm able to go back and be like, okay, yeah, this is confirmed. So let's see. His energy. He's feeling like this is a really good time to start new projects and to reach out, and there's kind of like this abundance of energy around him where it's like anything could happen. This has to do with fertility and like abundance. I feel like he's kind of gathered a lot of information and strength, and like kind of, like I said, he's in a place where he's attracting more good vibes to him. I kind of feel like this is you, this is him. Like he's the one who's kind of focused on in a happier mindset, and so there's more coming to him in his life. Because it's true, when you're positive, good things start happening all around you. If you can stay in that mindset authentically, it does really attract things to you like a magnet. I've seen that in my own life. You don't want to force yourself to be fake positive all the time. The keyword here is authentic, so you have to do whatever you can to process your emotions and be honest with yourself and heal from things, and but try to continue on in a positive mindset and in a positive way, and find your joy and your bliss in each day. Keep yourself uplifted and help uplift others around you. That's that miracle mindset, and I feel like that's kind of where he's at. He's found his way to this miracle mindset. And I think the moon and all these cycles we're going through with Mercury retrograde and these crazy eclipses and stuff that are happening, it's having a very big effect on him. There's been scenarios and situations that have come into his life that have kind of pushed him through, this course. It's kind of led him to where he's at right now. He might not even be conscious of the fact that this is where he's at, but he's just feeling uplifted, he's feeling good. He's feeling like it's like walking on sunshine, and I see this next to the waters of life. This card's talking about like arriving at this place of abundance and rest after going through kind of a difficult period, and feeling like you're able to gather your inner strength. And so he might have recently not been doing very well, but he's at a much better place now, which might be why we're seeing this reunion card here. The energy is a little bit more supportive of that at this time. Your energy, you're just going with the flow. I'm just laughing because I know I watch your readings, so I kind of know you. You're gonna laugh. This is so you. This is going with the flow, and then this card says you have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching. I pull this card a lot for other people who are psychics. I mean, everyone has psychic gifts. There's all sorts of psychic gifts, and I would like to do a video on that at some point, because I know a lot of you guys have had questions, and I know a lot of you guys following me have certain gifts as well. But I typically pull this card for people who have claircognizance, like that inner knowing, and just clairvoyance in general. People who are definitely here to speak their truth, because this is the throat chakra. People who are like musicians and singers and writers and poets and speakers and readers. Tarot readers, what's up? I pull this card for a lot. So it's just saying, like, you're living your truth and you're going with the flow, you know? It might be an emotional time for you right now, because I see this water surrounding you, but this is a very positive card. It has to do with someone who's very sensitive and intuitive, and that's you. And it just says you're going with the flow. I usually get this card when I'm like asking a question of like an action I should take, like what should I do right now, or how should I handle this situation. When I pull this, I know I'm just supposed to go with the flow and maybe not take any major action, just kind of wait to see how things kind of pan out. Trust the unfolding of the situation. So I kind of feel like that's where you're at right now. You're trusting the unfolding. You're going with the flow, and you know that this is what you're supposed to be doing right now. And yeah, it's kind of like a job well done. They're just like, bam, this is you. This is your energy right now. They're like, we know you. Like, we know what you're up to. So let's get into this. What he knows that you don't. He knows that he is just getting started with this new mindset and this new way of life. So he might have been projecting for a while like this is what was going on, but this was not what was going on at all. Actually, check this card out here. This card means leaving a difficult time behind. When I get this card, I know that someone I just pulled it for has been through hell, but that, like, usually I'm supposed to reassure them, like, that things are going to be okay, because that's what this card is. And whenever I pull it, it's a reassurance to me, like, don't worry, this is ending, this is coming to a close. So this is the waters of life, and you see this swan again, and it's like it just got out of this horrible time, and now it's here in this beautiful place, and, you know, gathering strength. And so once again, he basically is just getting started. You know, maybe it wasn't always sunshine and butterflies and rainbows and bunny rabbits and Easter baskets for him. You know what I'm saying? This is the pole star, and it says, like, this means, like, the universe has got your back. Like, it's, when I pull this card, it's like getting a big hug from the universe. It's just saying that the same, you know, consciousness that basically holds the stars in the sky and the planets in orbit is the same one that's, you know, basically orchestrating your life. Like, you're in this sacred rhythm and sacred flow and connection with all of life. So it's saying there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and trust your path, trust in your journey, trust that there's a reason that you're here, and trust that everything that's happened, maybe it's meant to be, you know? That's kind of where he's at right now. He's kind of like starting to understand that, or maybe he's had some synchronicity or some miracles coming his way, or they will be coming his way shortly. So he's maybe feeling more comforted, because I feel like there's something tangible that's come into his life. Like, perhaps a new apartment just got bumped into my head. Like a new apartment. Like, he got a new apartment or something. Sorry, I'm like, I just got a vision and a word, and like, new apartment. Like, perhaps he has moved into a new apartment and he's feeling more confident. It's a better place. It's like a step up. Something like that has gotten him a lot more positive. But it's also like an internal state. So basically, you just don't know, like, this is kind of what he's been going through, this battle he's been having, and the battle has been this frenemy card. There's someone in his life, or perhaps there is like an enclave of people like this in his life that are really dragging him down, and he's susceptible to people who are manipulative and maybe personality disordered, people who take advantage of him, excuse me, people who put him down, people who he feels like he has to prove himself to. drama. I feel like this is something he's been surrounded by. And this is kind of what you don't know. You don't know that this has been like this has crippled him, you know? It's made it very difficult for him to move forward. So, but I feel like he's just getting started. So perhaps he cut someone out of his life, or a couple people out of his life. I usually get this card saying that this is something you need to do. And oh my gosh, it's so awkward when I pull this card for people, but sometimes it's so necessary. And I put it in my deck for a reason, because I wanted a heads up if there was someone I needed to kind of examine in my life, or if I needed to remember these valuable lessons. And so I'll read you this card. This is kind of what he knows that you don't, but now you know. Basically, this card says, sometimes people come into your life as an answer to your prayers and as a blessing. And sometimes they come to teach us important lessons about our personal boundaries and self-respect. This says, do you have a pattern of being fucked over by your friends and lovers? Did your birth parents or caregivers fuck you over? Perhaps this is where you learned it was okay to accept to be treated less than you deserve. It is time to choose yourself first. Delete, block, no contact, move on. You will have to learn how to protect this light and love that you carry. There will be those who will mooch off of it and take advantage of you if you let them. Make room for like-minded people who will treat you how you treat others. Basically, people who treat you how you deserve to be treated. And I feel like he's leveling up in his life right now. He's changing. He's thinking of a new mindset, a new attitude. He's done with the bullshit. Maybe he's dealing with really frustrating family members. I feel like this could be like mommy issues coming up. There's been a lot that's been dragging him down, but he has been able to cut that out and get to a place where he's able to kind of regather his strength and feel more positive to move forward, you know? Excuse me. Oh my gosh. I've been coughing so much today. It's like so dry outside, so cannot wait for summer to be over. So excuse me if I have to cough again. I didn't bring any water in here with me like I usually do. So this is, let's see, this is what you know that he doesn't. So you know that you just need this sacred space right now. You just need to be alone. You're really developing this new skill you have with your readings, and you're going with the flow and you're trusting your guidance, and right now this is what it's having you do. You know, you're balancing your energy, and this is the karma card, so it's like you know about karma and he doesn't. It's like he doesn't get that yet. Excuse me. So he doesn't get that yet. So you know all about karma, you know how that works, you know what goes around comes around, you understand that this isn't over between you guys just because of how karma works. So you're at this point where you're just like, whatever, at some point we're gonna come back around to each other. It's just how it works. In this life or the next. In a week or in a couple months or a couple years. Who knows? Like, it's kind of one of those things where you're like, come what may, you know? So, he doesn't know that, though. I feel like he doesn't understand, like, how, like, this type of wisdom you have. Like, he doesn't understand, like, how zen you become. He doesn't get that. He doesn't understand. But he's coming to that in his own, in a way. It's really interesting. You guys will definitely have a lot to talk about at this union. You might find you have more in common than you thought. Let's do this. Your feelings towards union. It says, you've surrendered. It's a very sensitive subject for you, you know. As you expand your awareness and your consciousness, you're becoming more open to surrendering to your flow, you know? Your creativity is the most important thing to you in your life right now. Making sure that you're caring for yourself and for the others around you, but also devoting time to nurture yourself So this is your focus, is on you, which is perfect. I mean, that must be why you guys are getting this reunion energy. He's so open right now, and you're like, I'm focusing on me, and that's like, that's gonna draw the union closer. That's about all I can say about that. Let's see. His feelings towards union. He's very sensitive about it, too. It's like you guys have the same feelings. He's very sensitive about it, but he's trying to stay grounded. He was feeling very emotional about it recently, but he's becoming more grounded, and he's in a more playful mindset. And he definitely wants this union. I feel like he definitely thinks about you. He thinks it would be an opportunity for him to perhaps move forward in some way. He wants it to be playful. I see so many signs about playfulness. Maybe he misses that person to have fun with, you know, and go on adventures with, and I feel like he sees that in you. But I see in both of you guys, both of your feelings about union seems to be, there is some sensitivity and hesitation here. I feel like he's kind of sly, though. He's a sly guy. I feel like he might be getting grounded and thinking of some way to figure this out. You know what I mean? That's what this card makes me think of. This is advice from Spirit. Now I'm going to say it. This card could mean to reach out to your twin flame. But it could also mean that... It could also mean, like... It could also mean that there's some other soulmate that's meant for you right now. Maybe this message is telling you reunion's getting closer, but maybe there's actually some other person you have a soul contract with. Maybe there's some other thing for you. So if there's someone new in your life or someone you just met that, like, really, like, made you, I don't know, think and you want to just kind of put twin flame on pause and kind of, like, be with that other person, that might be what this is saying. So I'm just going to throw that out there. But this could also mean that, you know, maybe this is time for you and your twin to come together and talk and kind of comfort each other, because you guys both have a lot of love and comfort to give right now. You both have a lot to give and are in this happy, more abundant, playful mindset. There is a lot of sensitivity going on. I feel like that's probably because of the Mercury retrograde, just kind of bringing stuff up from the past. I bet he's thinking about you. I'm sure you've been thinking about him more because of the retrograde. So, it could say that, you know what, just face your shadow, like face your fears, reach out to him, leave this difficult time behind. Maybe you guys kind of, the way you guys left it last was kind of ridiculous and crazy, and maybe one of you guys kind of ran out on the other or something. I kind of feel a vibe like that. But they're just saying kind of like leave that in the past and comfort and be comforted, you know, offer comfort. And reach out to that new friend. So this is the only card I have in the deck that says to, like, take action, like to reach out to someone. And I actually made it because there was this time in my life where I was meeting so many new people, and I just kind of wanted a heads up on if there was someone I should really be paying attention to, or like, because I was having a hard time trusting my gut. I've learned how to develop my intuition and start trusting it more, obviously. But that's kind of the history on this card. So, but I've pulled it for so many people in relationships and love readings about reaching out to people, and sometimes it's not the new friend thing that stands out. It's just the reach out part of the card. So you're just really gonna have to trust your gut on this and think, is this making me feel like I should reach out to my twin, or is this telling me that there's someone else I should be paying attention to right now? There's some other path, or there's some other relationship that has lessons for me. So just think about that, you know? That's the advice from Spirit, though. Oh my gosh, and I totally forgot. It was so weird. When I was pulling these cards, I got a message to pull, I wanted to pull 8 cards, because that's what this reading is. But I got a message to pull 12 cards and to lay 4 cards aside. And I'm like really bad at math, so I was like, oh, leave 4 cards aside? I was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. Like, I pull 8 cards and then pull 4 aside. Anyways, it just baffled me because I never got a message like that. I've been given messages, oh, pull 4 cards or pull 5 cards, but never to pull a certain amount and then put some aside. So I'm just gonna read this as a straight up message. I don't know if it's for you, I don't know if it's for your twin, I don't know if it's for both. I just feel like it's a separate message. So I'm just gonna read this based on the context, so give me a second. Oh, okay. They're saying that, you know, we're talking about creativity and how that's your focus right now. Well, they're saying, yeah, like, you know, you got your roots down and you're starting to really develop more for yourself creatively in your life. You're thinking of creative solutions in your life to things. And they're saying that you might have felt stuck at this one part in your life for a while, like you're going around and in circles and circles, and you want to get to this destination. They're saying the creativity is actually opening this door for you right now. So they're saying face your fears, because it's going to be worth it for you to continue this path with your creativity. But ultimately, they're saying don't get ahead of yourself. This is a time in your life where you're supposed to be resting. I mean, I pulled the Sacred Space card and then the Rest card for you, and when I pull so many cards like that in one reading, it's usually kind of a sign of burnout. Like perhaps you're emotionally drained or you're even physically drained and you're just supposed to be resting right now. It doesn't mean you're supposed to rest for 3 months or that you're never going to move forward in your life. I think that's just, I have a hard time with rest. I don't know if you're anything like me. I don't know if it's like a thing with psychics or what, but you know, we're just so go 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 all the time, high energy, you know, always processing and looking at the world and inspired and creative, that we forget how important it is to rest and slow down and retreat and be in stillness and be open to receive, you know, and to quiet our minds and just be in the moment. So I feel like that's a huge message coming through for you, and you're learning how to, you're balancing yourself to the point where you're having this huge transformation in just who you are and your disposition and like just the type of life you're attracting. So they're just saying face your fears, continue this path. This door is opening for you right now, but don't rush it and don't be surprised if the door's not opening like right away. It's only because you're resting. So don't think just because you're resting and you're like feeling this way and you're kind of exhausted that your whole world's falling apart. Sometimes we just get tired, and that's okay, and we need to rest. You don't have to overthink that and think that there's something crazy going down and that you need to do more healing for, or like, you know, or you gotta balance your energy or meditate or something. It's like sometimes your body's just like literally tired because you've just done a lot, and the only remedy really is just stillness and rest and quiet. So that's the last message. I hope that this reading helped you, and to anyone who's watching, if this reading also resonated for you, then leave a comment and let me know. And if you want a personal reading, check out the description and it will tell you how you can purchase one. Peace out.